This is how it works. So this is a trial system or demo system provided by SAP, and remember, this is not just for blindly practicing. Ideas has to be used for three things. One is concepts, two is analysis, three is practice. Write these things. Idea system is used for three purposes. Number one, understanding concepts. Number two, analysis of configuration. With respect to business process and business integration. With respect to business process and business integration. Point number three, hands-on. We call it as hands-on or practice, system practice. So do remember, any topic you learn without understanding, don't start the practice. So without knowing the basics, without knowing the fundament, without reading the books, without reading the concepts, it's waste of practicing. So that is my strong observation which I made with thousands of students. So you have to be very, very careful, like when you start the any business process or any learning of a technology, you have to be very careful in, especially SAP is a predefined technology. It is not something where you need to work every day. Everything is ready made. Small changes you have to make. So that for small changes you have to understand the existing structure. That's what SAP is all about. If you don't know the concepts, you will fail. So, right, overview of SAP sales and distribution has four parts: pre-sales, sales, shipping, billing. There are four parts in SAP sales and distribution. If we can talk about sub-modules, SAP SD sales and distribution is divided into four parts. One, pre-sales. Two, sales order or sales process. Third is shipping and delivery. Fourth is billing and invoice. Pre-sales, sales business process, shipping and delivery third, billing and invoice is fourth. Done. And write this point. Madhu, you're done. Shall I go ahead? Okay. SAP SD module is integrated directly with three modules: and one reporting system. Three modules are nothing but SAP MM, number one, SAP MM, number two, SAP PP. PP is for production planning, MM stands for materials management, and third is SAP FICO. And I said another one called reporting system, that's called SIS, this one, SIS, Sales Info System. Because this this is an ERP, what you are learning now. So this ERP consists of LIS, Logistics Information System, MIS, Management Information System, FIS, Financial Information System, HRIS, Human Resource Information System, SIS, Sales Information System. Like that, ERP is a combination of all these systems. Before this invention of ERP, we used to have that. Even in 1950s, 60s, we had this MIS system with mainframes. So MIS is a very old terminology, that's called Management Information System. Whenever even before the intervention of this C++, Visual Basic and all this stuff, these people used to maintain on books the management information. That means what material? Generally MIS is the first method of inventions in this automation of systems. So generally it deals about 5 M's. 5M is your money, your material, your manpower, your machines, and your methods. So remember, this ERP, all you people will be working around these 5 M's. This is called 5M. Okay. So this is a 5M terminology you should remember. You remember those 5M? What I'm saying? Malik?
Yes, the money, material, machines, and one more I have
manpower.
Manpower and methods.
Methods. So these 5 combinations only this ERP.
Yeah.
This is FI you're talking about here, because money means FI, manpower means HR. So like that, everything. Method means sales and distribution. Method means your warehouse management, how you process, how you proceed from one step to other. If there is a problem, who is going to see? What is all this management is all about? With control checkpoints, how to, when a problem comes, who has to solve it? When a problem occurs, like how it has to be solved. All those things, we generally have this, right? So remember, so these are the different things like which we are going to discuss. So every time you have a confusion, where are you standing? Sometimes you are in delivery, now you are getting a confusion where I am. So always follow this structure, right? So IDS system is generally having such kind of menus. This is called, you're right, there are 2 interfaces where a SD consultant will work. There are 2 interfaces where an SD consultant will work.
Consultant?
Will work.
Will work, okay.
Number 1, SAP Easy Access. Number 2, SPRO or IMG. SPRO or IMG. IMG stands for Implementation Guide. IMG stands for Implementation Guide. SPRO means SAP Project Reference Object. SPRO stands for SAP Project Reference Object.
This number does not exist.
One second. Right. So the two things I am discussing, one is easy access, two is right. Easy access has the following. Easy access has the following features. FEATures, features. Number one, end user business transactions. Number one, end user business transactions. Number two, basis administration. Number three, ABAP development transactions. IMG entry point. Testing.
Sir? So can you repeat, sir?
Testing.
Spell, sir?
Testing. TESTING.
Acha, okay.
Testing.
Testing.
ALE. ALE transaction codes. ALE. ALE means application linking and enabling. Here, write a note. Everyone sees the same. Everyone sees the same easy access screen. But the access is restricted according to the roles and responsibilities of each individual. Like a developer who is developing a particular module of SD will have some specified logins. He cannot go and enter into some business transactions of finance and controlling or warehouse management, and there he can. So there is a restricted access. So when it is customizing objects, still fine. It's an open access in most of those areas. So that means during customization, you will have something called as developer access. For the ABAPers, they will have workbench access. That means called workbench responsibility will be there. So only he will do the ABAP workbench. Right, that's called workbench client. Because for a functional consultant, you cannot change a developer class. You cannot go and add a particular table or something which is cross client. So it'll ask you a developer key. Or I'm talking about ABAP development. So whereas when we are customizing, there is a transport request created. So there are some limitations in accessing certain T codes. And if you want to go and test this, your unit testing, it is fine. When you have to do the integration testing, you should have separate rights. Got my point? Unit test and integration test will not have the same rights profiles. So there is something called authorizations and profiles, like which these basis people will set before prior to the project or before the launching of the project. The end user profiles, everything is created. We'll have a document where we have to execute accordingly. How there'll be something called, there are three types of users. You just write this. There are three types of users in real time. Number one, super users. Number two, key users. Number three, business users.
Super users means?
Super users will have access to almost all the people who are in the chair, in the positions of the management, the top management, because there is some workflow, there is some credit is blocked. Suddenly somebody has to unlock it. So only the super user would be having that right to do that, or somebody else who is representing the super user should do it. So it's just a control of super is the top people who are there in the steering committee, in the top management decisions. So those people will be given as super users. And even a basis person is a super user. He has to do everything because it's an administration job. So that's how. So when we have various users in real time, so there are three type of right. In real time SD development, we have three system landscape. Number one, development system. Number two, QA system. QA, quality assurance. Number three, production system. And at this point, implementation is done through accelerated SAP methodology. Accelerated SAP methodology. Accelerated
Implementation methodology.
So, and one of the major implementation package or a tool what we use is called solution manager. Write this. Solution manager. It is a collection of, solution manager is a collection of methodologies, and tools which help in rapid and reliable mechanism with troubleshooting and easy monitoring mechanism. Easy monitoring So, so various packages like what we generally use in this is called solution manager. So that's going to be a core ingredient when you talk about because SAP is not a small implementation. A company's business process, his entire mechanism, whatever we start, SAP's team sometimes, IBM Bangalore, IBM US, Fremont, or IBM Hyderabad, they're in some people are in IBM Pune, but they all are working in one project. If you don't have this control, then you cannot have multiple teams from multiple locations. So SAP's main consulting framework is that. So that's where you have to understand. Okay. So I said SPR, isn't it? So SAP Project Reference Object.
SAP project reference.
Just type that. SAP Project Reference Object. So you're getting it. Any questions, Madhu? Yeah. So Madhu, after this session we have that also because I have the other people joining for that. But anyway, right. So when we have this reference IMG, but anyway, like you can revise it in this format, like which I'll be trying to tell you. See, basically, even the other gentlemen also have done his fundamental training once. But yes, so I'll tell you. When it comes to SAP's main screen, so it is not about learning how to create a sales order. So I'll just show you one example. Click on VA01. This is called create sales order. Yeah. So here, what is the main challenge is you have to understand how this is behaving, not what to enter. Forget about fingers. So most of the people, what they do is, I have created a sales order, so I know everything about sales order. You are absolutely wrong. It is not about creation. They will not take you into the job because you know how to create it. You should know how to control it. So I'm creating a sales order now. This will be a small test, like how much SD you people know or how much you understood. Even so, I'm giving sold to party. So as soon as I enter, so what it is searching for? Why it is what is searching for? Partner determination. Entire partner determination along with ship to party. So because if ship to party is not there, then it will leave it empty. So then I will be entering material 100-100. Enter. So now what is searching for? If there is any material determination,
Other description.
it is also trying to trigger all the views of Metal Master, warehouse view, accounting view. It is trying to adjust itself.
Shipping.
Now I am giving some quantity called 3.
Definitely entering the quantity.
Yeah. So pricing date, how it has come? It is today's date.
Today's date.
But how do you think this?
Required delivery date.
Why it has given 11th? Why didn't it give second or third?
Based on the quantity, it will.
Delivery from the pricing date is 10 days.
Yeah.
Mentioned in that.
Based on Madhu. Why this has 11?
In Vivo V8 configuration,
Oh,
proposed delivery date.
but delivery date.
Proposed delivery date.
Now in Vivo V8 we mentioned this number of days.
Yes, lead time, replenishment lead time and proposed delivery date. If we maintain proposed delivery date as 7 days,
Okay.
yeah, it will give the delivery date after the 7 days.
I'm going to that Vivo V8 OR, select OR, go on to the details. Here is the proposed delivery date. Lead time is 7 days, isn't it?
7 days.
I said proposed delivery date, but if it is lead time is 7 days, then today is 2nd, it should be 9th, isn't it?
Yes, sir. But showing 11.
Why? It is not. This answer is not correct.
Based on the quantity, is not. And the second one is returns on.
Okay, any other guess? It is very simple. That's what many of you people, when you learn this course, you don't analyze such kind of things. You forget actually. It happens. I'm talking about 100% students. It happens when somebody has started newly. They don't have this. So go to MM03. Select 100-100. Enter. Data 1, data 2.
Animation data.
I'm giving some of those, even the forecasting. Select some of the important views. 1000, 1, You know what happens if we enter this minimum order quantity here?
Enter the sales order, minimum quantity should be this.
Yeah, system will offer that, saying that minimum quantity should be 10. You have to play with the system actually. Standard data itself. Forget about something which is very serious. Can you see this?
10 days.
MRP2, in which you have this planned delivery time.
10 days.
Delivery time. 10 days.
So that's the reason it is giving you 11S.
So MRP to planning rates.
The planning delivery time.
10 days.
Yes.
So it will automatically value.
The system will automatically calculate this day. So that's the reason you have to understand the influence of master data on the particular process. What I say is, learning SAP codes or SAP is not just configuring, very simply, like people think that everything which affects here is from the IMG. It's absolutely wrong. Right, Madhu? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Hello?
Yes. Even from the master data.
Yeah, got the point. So basically,
Yes.
right, there are three kinds of data. Number one, these basics, where if we don't know the basics, our mind will not work. Simply it is straight away you're thinking it's a connection between configuration, but not. It is a problem of every person who newly does the codes or newly is getting into. So that's where you don't get breaks, because you don't have that kind of thought process. Yeah, there are three kinds of data what we handle. Control data. In the bracket you write it as customization and configuration. Control data, in the bracket you write it as customization and configuration. Number two, master data. Master data. Customer master, material master, and price master. These are core ingredients of the master data. Customer master, material master, and price master. Because we don't use this word called many times, price master, this condition records and all, nothing but these are master records. The last one is transaction data. In the bracket you write it as quotation, order, bill. Quotation, order, or bill, and many more anyway. So remember, write this equation. Transaction data is equal to master data plus control data. Transaction data is equal to
Master data plus
control. So these are the different elements what we have. So one is master data, two is control data. So basically you have to understand, if you don't know the combination, so what is the transaction data, what is a master data, then you are going to fail. So do remember that. So this is one small example, and if you go to this, right now I'm in a create mode. Let me go to a display mode. Simply play with the screens, not practicing. Practicing, what happens, it will give you a hands-on expertise, but it will not give you the real analytic brain. SAP consultants should have the conceptual and analytical brain stronger than the hands-on brain. It's not a finger work. It is about brain work where which one could affect, which module could. So if you don't get the root cause idea, though you know the configuration, you can't do anything. most of the starters, when they go to the interview, they prepare with SPRO steps and transaction codes. And some interviewers who are really experts, they will deny that. They say that no, I don't want transaction codes. Enough, because while you are implementing the module, you have the liberty of checking anything. You'll have the T codes list, you'll have the process list. So even the IMG paths you forget, not a problem, because IMG paths are already listed, already printed, are there in a documentation model. So even I know that if you forget that one T code, not a problem, but if you forget the process, it's a big problem, because you cannot troubleshoot. After implementation, when a problem comes, you cannot solve that. That's the reason we don't give you jobs. Though you think that, no, some guy says that, sir, I can configure anything what you want in SD. So then I've given him 3 scenarios, complex scenarios. I asked him, how do you differ that? No, if you give me a system, I'll show. It's not like that. Just explain me, convince me. You have to convince the client about that, whether you can do it or not. Then he'll not give us. So what you're trying to do is trial and error method. You are not conceptually clear, so we'll not accept. Maybe you could be a gem in a customization. You can do anything on the system while working. But I know that there will be a delay with a person who was not conceptually strong. There will be delay in his configuration, because we do method 1 wrong, method 2 wrong, method 3 wrong, so method 5. So he will go into 5 iterations. But a person with brain, he may not do in the first iteration, but the second iteration he'll get success. So we want those consultants, we want that kind of people who can really get hooked up with the clients, get hooked up with users, business users. Logistics wise, they're strong. Supply chain concepts are really great. So that's what we want, the combination of configuration, business and hands-on. We don't want those people who only know business and who are very bad in the systems. I'll tell you the other side of the story. They're very good in the business concepts. They know about supply chain, they know manufacturing, but they don't know, I've shown you what delivery time. They don't know that delivery time is given there. But he says, no, I know everything about delivery. You may know everything about delivery, but if you don't know how the system is behaving, the analytic brain is not there, then you are not even a basic SD guy with maybe a startup package. Many people say that, no, I don't have big knowledge, but I want a small salary. In SAP, nobody give you jobs because you are half knowledge, because there are millions of dollars which the client is investing. We don't want somebody to really spoil the system. Okay, we cannot have the courtesy jobs in SAP. Many people say that I want to work for free for 6 months. Why you want to work for free? For what reason? What's the reason you want to work for free? You are a postgraduate, you have done your course, you are certified in SAP, and now you are saying that for 6 months you don't want. So what do you mean by that? That means you are seeing us like a training school. So why a client will make his implementation a training school? So yes, there are certain people, like certain companies who are already implemented in support jobs. Maybe somebody they'll take as a trainer, but in support your learning curve is very, very small. But a person who has brains, even in an implementation project also, he can really get hooked up to a higher level business process. Okay, so what I'm saying over here is, so 5405 is one of the standard orders where you have to do the analysis. So you have to go to the environment. Have you done all these things? Have you done the analysis of cost report, order report? Have you done all these things, Madhu?
No.
The free goods, the cross-selling, the campaign determination.
Accounting documents.
Have you done all these things? Maybe most of the people will do the display document flow because that is taught in the class. So have you ever seen what is this costing? What is the technical object? Have you ever seen output? What this pricing agreement is all about? What is packaging proposal? What is shipping cost information? What is this?
Yeah.
Have you gone to all these things?
Few, not all the items, but
Because I'll tell you, the first grip for a consultant should be in the master data.
Yes.
If somebody is not good in master data, he cannot understand this transaction data anyway, because he should know from where these payment terms are coming. He should know from where these Inco terms are coming. So, and if you can see, and he has to tell me how this TAN has come. He has to tell me what is his first date, why this first date has come like this, and he has to tell me why the currency is coming like this. He has to tell me what is his net value.
Previously you told me the control data. What do you mean by control data?
Control data is which controls the heart of the business process is called control. That means your partners, your price, your text. So that means once I change a price determination, it may affect millions of products. Once that's called control. If I change the partner determination, it may affect some thousands of document types.
Okay.
So that's where they call it control data in IMG.
Okay.
The name itself is. So you should know from where this will come. This will come from this one, PO number. So that's called analysis. You know, a person who really want to settle in SAP have to have these kind of brains. If somebody asks me what is this product hierarchy, I should be in a situation to explain him from where this has come. An idea that comes from product master. From where this group has come, where this one has, because SAP is doing its job automatically. Are you in a situation to really take this? So this is the net weight, right? So how you are going to, so from where this net weight has come? So this is the route. So from where this route determination has actually come? From your enterprise structure. So your analysis brain will make you an expert, not the practice brain. This volume is also coming from somewhere. This CFR is also coming from somewhere. So this payment term is coming from somewhere at the header. Okay. So every part of it, the overall status, if you can see, the billing relevance, you can see this is called relevant for billing, from where this is coming. So everything. So this is how vast is one single screen. So, and here you can see this analysis. Suppose if I want to do a pricing analysis, so as a learner, play with the system, don't practice, don't create a sales order anyway. You have time, because I know whenever we start the sales order, immediately people go to VA01 and start creating sales orders. I don't know for what. It is simply because they want to have the data entry job created, sales order done. No, that will not work. That every starter does it. So get into this. So you can see this. So from where this has come? You have to do an analysis. So here, if you can see, 10 missing, 30 missing, 50 record exists but not been set. And I'm clicking on 5500. This is where the condition is going on there. So this is nothing but it is going to a display condition record. This is nothing but display condition record. So in this you have a lot of things. You have free goods. You have to know what is this particular push button is all about. What is this key is all about. You should know what is this overview is all about. So you should know what this scale is all about, how it affects. So you should be in explanatory mode first, then the business mode, then the configuration mode. Then without having that explanation brain, configuration brain will not be sharp. Remember. So most of the people, the blind configuration they do, they give me 100 transaction codes within 10 minutes. But that's, I don't want a list. Don't read it like a table. Don't read it simply as a system saying that, okay, inquiry, quotation, order, everyone will say it. But you have to tell me what is make to order, what is make to stop. You have to tell me how the configuration differs. So you have to tell me how the available to promise works. So here you can see this. Display availability. Schedule lines.
Item conditions.
Item conditions. So you have to learn how the schedule lines are working. You know, it may be looking very simple for you, but when you get into the display part of it, you'll understand how difficult it is, how it is going to be, you know, in the shipping, why these things have come. In billing, why these things have come. For everything, there is a reason behind it. At item level, your thinking has to work. You can see this. This is called display availability. Here, you should be in a situation to explain me what is this 180 minus, what is this 184, what is this 20 minus, what is this all about. You can see the stock, delivered, order, deliver, order, storage locations. So like, what is this talking about? So what is this confirmed? So what is this issued? What are the receipts? So you should have if I click on the scope of check, what happens? And why the check boxes are? What is this all about? So as a starter, you could be wondering like, what is all this magic? Nothing. You take the screen, open it for 10 times, 15 times, 20 times. Because one great thing in SAP, suppose you don't know what is the checking rule, simply click on F1, it will give you what is this all about. So don't read all 100 lines. Read one point, prepare your own note. Then you have to understand what is this inward and outward movement. Inward movement means stock which comes in, outward is which goes out. So that he's talking about what to include while calculating. When the system is giving me the check, individual requirement for a sales and distribution order, how it is checking. So this is the screen like which, so for a person who want to really get into the project level knowledge, maybe right now, initial stages you guys may not go into this level, but I'm talking about after 2 months, after 3 months, you have to go into this situation. So you should understand.
Total.
Yes. So what is this combination of checking rule? So can you recall from where this availability check and checking rule comes from?
Material master.
From Material Master?
Material master.
Anything else?
Yeah. Material master sales, sales general plant.
Anything in the item category?
Item category.
In the sales
Which
general
one?
plan, I'm just opening it. We don't have anything called that.
Sales are one.
Yeah, we don't have anything called availability check, isn't it? So availability check is a completely different process altogether. You can see this transporting group, loading group. But where is this availability check is all about? See, immediately
Sales are one.
your mind should work with respect to your, at least thinking about, okay, where should I go? What is this MRP group? What is the scheduling? What is the procurement type? So anything else? So here, if you can see, so how it works. show you one day. So product hierarchy, what I was talking about this. So you have a MRP. Type here, this is one of the decision maker in the availability process, but this is the procurement type. So where do we give the availability checks here? You can see this MRP 3
Availability check 2.
02. So if we can see in this process, so from where this checking rule is coming from? Sales org 1. So where is the availability check here? That's MRP, right?
Yes.
Yes. Sales are two.
Yeah. See, that's what, availability promise is again an ATP setting like which you have to do at with respect to the item categories, and also you can see this ATP situation. If you see the screen itself, you have to understand it is done at a plant level. You can see this 02, and the checking rule has, so that means you have to understand according to the plant you can do this configuration. So, and come down, stock situation. So back. So actually, from where I have come, I have selected an item. That means you have to understand that somewhere it is related to item category. It's as simple as that. Otherwise, it will not work with item levels availability check, because item first and item second availability check process is not same. This checking rule is again configured back in SPR, not here. So you should know those combinations, then you'll really have the grip of the subject. Otherwise, what I can say is you're going to fail in the entire process. So how strong are you in understanding the other ABAP aspects for the people who have, like something you can see this ABAP workbench? Have you gone through this overview, development, test and utilities? Do you know what is this dump analysis all about? What is runtime analysis? Any idea?
No.
So there are some basics like which you need to understand. Otherwise, if you want to go as a consultant, people may not really give you, because I'll show you this. You know what is this SC09?
Transport organization.
What do you mean by that?
Transport organization.
Idea about this?
Adapt the transport.
Malik, you have any idea about transport organizer?
No,
It's
sir.
going to be a definite question asked by, because as a consultant you will be dealing with lot of object transports. This is not a lorry transport,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, configurations, all the customizations will be transported to QA, quality assurance system.
Releasing of tasks and objects from one system to other. Development to test, test to production. Or development to test, then again confirm, again development to the production.
Oh, sir.
Right? So there are certain things like which you need to know because maybe you're not an ABAPer, but you should know what are these transaction codes we generally, you should know what is this test workbench is all about, what is this test organizer is all about, because SDWB underscore. So because as a functional consultant, somewhere or the other you will be involving in this, and they'll definitely ask you about few basics about, yeah, at least master data distribution in logistics. Okay. So various documents, how do you transfer? So they may ask you, how do you handle this accounting? How do you handle this documents? How do you send it? So there are few things like you would need to understand, but you know, there are some things like which I cover in the projects. I don't cover up in the SAP SD basic course. In the project training I cover up. So I don't say that all these things I'll handle in the basic training because it will be loaded. It should be in two parts. First training, give a gap, then get into, and I have to see your practice, like how strong you guys are and what is your. So have you created a resume already? Because there are some guys who are freshers who are starting new training newly. But how about you? Have you prepared a resume already for the Indian market, Madhu?
Oh, no, not yet created.
Okay. Yeah. Right. So any other resume you have? Any other sales resume or something?
Yes, I have.
So that would really, because you know what I say is to get into a job, you know, after the training, it is, you know, I'll tell you 90% of the people who learn SAP courses, they don't land anywhere. No land. Because you know, I'll tell you, after learning SAP SD module, a person can work as an end user, a person can work in any other ERP because SAP is one of the premier ERPs, the big brother of all ERPs. He can work in customization and consulting companies. He can work as a contractor. He can work in remote location companies like offshore support in small companies, not just consulting companies. You have temporary jobs for 1 month, 2 months. So there are various formats in consulting. You should dig those opportunities. They will not give you these opportunities simply. I'll tell you, I have students who did not work in SAP, but wherever they are, now they have developed their method of thinking and they've gone to the IT divisions in that company. Suppose he's in a pharma company, there is an IT division which they're using a sugar CRM. So because he's already having ERP knowledge, he could quickly grab, and he's in a leading position there, gone to their head office in UK, and there he's working. So it is not because he got a job, SD is giving him only SD job. So this is the entry into this land, the land of enterprise solutions. SAP will give you a thorough, see, that's the reason we don't call it SAP as a software. SAP is a standard. You know, when you learn ISO standards, ISO method, mechanism, what is the importance of it? The ISO processes and procedures are internationally same. Right? Yes. So when you're learning any Kanban, Six Sigma, in India Six Sigma is different, in America Six Sigma is different, it's not there. Everywhere Six Sigma is same. The processes and procedures, like that SAP is a standard. SAP has that format of mechanism, the supply demand rules, a format of managing the total business processes, integrating the business processes. It is having Kanban. Kanban is one of the business processes, just in time. You have engineer to order, assemble to order. No, this is purely I'm talking about anywhere. So that's, there will be a gap between the basic thing, and I'll have a 15 days to 1 month gap between the project course and the basic course. There are two different entities altogether. So basically, when we are trying to understand such kind of mechanisms, then only people will take you into the companies. I will tell you 100 times, I tell many people and they still go to the interview and flaunt. You know, they simply say that, explain me one of the complex development situation you had in the latest project. that one answer will tell whether you are a guy who can be taken into the company or not. So that's what the power of consulting is all about. With one or two, if I talk to a doctor, by the way he explains me the total disease or the format or the total medical mechanism, that itself will say whether how strong this guy is, the symptoms what he tells, because patient connects, say that okay, this doctor is talking something sense, because what I feel and what I know, what kind of because already patient will have half the knowledge of a doctor when they go there. So here, when patient means I'm talking about a client who comes to you, the business user is already having some knowledge on ERPs and full knowledge in the business process. You cannot fool him. So if you have this kind of basics like this Kanban processes, engineer to order, assemble to order. If you take a PC manufacturing company, they work on assemble to order. Right. Car manufacturing, they go into an assemble to order. So you have to understand what is this engineer to order. Engineer to order are those products like where there are certain products like cranes and earth moving equipments, they are engineered because every land will not have the same kind of nature. Everywhere the same kind of digging mechanism will not be suitable. So they are engineered separately because they are ordered by the clients. Maybe that's the reason they may take 4 months to 6 months to deliver the particular equipment. So they will not readily wait earth moving equipment, a huge equipment, manufacture and keep quiet. You can see the Hyderabad metros, the equipments which you are seeing, those are not manufactured for Hyderabad metros. So they are ordered. They are ordered prior to the project, and accordingly these equipment will be ready, because the situation, the distances, everything is not same. So obviously you should have a different calculation for the engineering equipment, right? The digging equipment, you can, because you have to do it very fast. Only works happen the nights, and morning there is no work, can go in the busy traffics. So how these equipment, so these are all, so you have to understand the make to orders, the make to stocks, order to cash. So if you don't have the business process knowledge, you are abruptly failing in clearing the interviews. Why? Because neither the client will be satisfied with your business knowledge, neither the consultant. Yesterday around 3 people have come to me, they say the same thing. So like configuration, whenever I'm explaining, he says that no, I don't want the configuration steps. A fresher will immediately ask something, he'll go to the configuration steps. I don't want V/05 V/. You tell me how the price is determined for your client according to the various global business locations and multiple products. How is the pricing for the trading products? How is the pricing for the direct manufacturing products? So they may ask certain concepts in this. No, this is that is a different course. Like after this, like we'll discuss that. These all people are freshers who are newly starting course. There are some people who are in front of me as well. So that's how it is. Right. So let us catch up. See, tomorrow I have a small travel for 2 days. Tomorrow and day after tomorrow I'll not be available in the town. So, or even I'm traveling, I'll not be able to take the online session. So we'll be catching up on Thursday. I'll discuss with you after this session. Yeah. Right. So catch you back. So Malik.
Yeah, okay, sir.